Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be demonstrating how to play this game. I know that there's already a tutorial, yes I know, but it's a bit vague with a lot of things, and I want to further explain it by playing in the game and giving you a better example.
Looks like there are others out there in need of help.
I'm going to create a game here. Make that private. Okay, so this is only for levels 1 up to 3, okay? When you get to level 3, you will get the strong flashlight. That is when things change a little bit more. But for now, this is from level 1 all the way up until you get to level 3. Okay, let's select a job real fast. Something where I can demonstrate this easily to you. Alright, and we'll go ahead and start. Okay, so let's start with the basics. We'll grab the key, that's the first thing you'll need. Next, you'll need to read the objective board. Okay, now keep in mind, you will not be able to accomplish every single objective, because some ghosts are different than others, and they won't always activate certain things to accomplish an objective. Okay, next thing you want to read here is the description of the ghost name. It's really important, because if you're getting no paranormal activity, and you're losing a bit of patience, and you want a little bit more aggressiveness from this ghost, you just have to say his name, and afterwards say something like, where are you, or how old are you, or just repeatedly say his name, just to piss it off. Okay, so let's get started with explaining what each item does from left to right. Here is...
It's ready on the desk for you.
Yeah. Here is the photo camera. This is what you'll need to have photo evidence of one of the objectives. For example, it's not here, but there's an example where you'll need to take a picture of the ghost, and that'll give you bonus points. Or you can take pictures of the dirty sink as another bonus point, because you won't have dirty water unless the ghost has went by that area recently. I am not too certain. I don't think it's factored or not, but I still believe if you take a picture of the ghost, even if it doesn't say it on the objective board, it's still considered as crucial evidence of the ghost's existence. So if you can, take that picture. Next, we'll go with my absolute favorite, okay, especially for beginner levels. This is the EMF Reader, okay, and this basically detects paranormal activity. Okay, whenever it gets to around level 5, that's when you know that it's a specific kind of ghost. Anything below level 5 is still a paranormal activity, but it's not considered an evidence of a ghost that has high paranormal activity. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put this on our side. This is the spirit box. You turn this on, and you say something along the lines of, hello, where are you, how old are you, or the ghost's name, and it will respond in this box. Okay? Not every ghost will respond, some of them are specific, but if it is a ghost that responds, just tick it off in the journal. Okay? Next we have is the camera. This is going to be important. This is the only way you can track ghost orbs. That's another piece of evidence. And the only way you'll see ghost orbs is in night vision on that specific camera. Okay, so let's go here. The keyboard is to turn on or off the night vision, which you would definitely want to leave on most of the time because you can't see the ghost orb without it. You only turn it off if, well, it's extremely bright and you can't see anything and you just want to track your teammates. Okay? Flashlight, self-explanatory. This is the weak one. Doesn't have the best beam, but it gets you through. And the UV light, my second favorite beginner item. I'm gonna put that here. And what that does is whenever the light shines on a door or a window or a light switch, for example, you will get fingerprints or handprints of the ghost. And whenever you see finger or handprints, You check that off in the journal, which I'll show you next after I show you the ghost writing book. Some ghosts will write in the book if they're in your vicinity. So all you have to do is place it down where you find the most paranormal activity, and there's a high chance that the ghost will write something. If it does, then you check your journal, which I'll show you now. Head over to the evidence tab, okay, and you put in the evidence tab what it has done so far. For example, if it's written on the paper here, it's considered ghost writing. And let's say if it shows up in the speaker box, for another example, you'll toss it here in the speaker box, okay, and you have 2 of 3 substantial evidence. You come down here to the ghost type and you cycle through it, okay. So it's one of these 3 ghosts that have these first 2 pieces of evidence, okay. It could be an oni, spirit, or demon. Each ghost has its specific behavior. So let's take a look at the demon, for example. Let's go over here and you'll find a description of the demon. The worst kind of ghost to encounter. You don't want to encounter that thing again. Becomes more aggressive. It's more aggressive than any other ghost, which I've also experienced. But most importantly is the weakness. If you have a Ouija board and you ask it questions, it'll keep your sanity from lowering, okay. And the last piece of evidence to find out if it's a demon would be freezing temperatures. So it's like a bit of a guessing game. You cycle through the 3 options you have, okay, and you look at the last piece of evidence and you try to bait out that evidence. So for example, with the demon, you'll head inside the building, and normally you would need to use a thermometer, but you won't have one at level 1. You'll get that at level 4. But there's other ways to tell. If you see clouds of smoke escaping from your character's breath, that would be considered freezing temperature, okay. So if the room is freezing, you'll know from your breath. Okay, so let's get things set up here now that we explained how all the beginner tools work. Since we're playing solo, my personal favorite thing I like to do is bring all my equipment right up to the entrance of the apartment or building. It is important to note that there will be no signs of paranormal activity outside of the building. The ghost will not follow you outside the building. So this truck is essentially your safe zone. And once you've made it outside, you are perfectly safe. Put these here. Lastly, we'll grab the camera. Okay, we have everything. One more thing to make note of is there is a timer, okay, and the timer only starts once you have opened that door. The moment you open that door, you have 5 minutes to find where the ghost has manifested. All the ghosts start in a specific area. Some are territorial and they will stay in that area. Others will move about frequently. Okay, however, you have 5 minutes to find it. It will not do anything in terms of lowering your sanity or killing you for the first 5 minutes. After that, you're on your own. Essentially, it'll try to kill you, it'll scare the crap out of you, etc. So let's do this. Got our 2 favorite items here. EMF, we turn that on, keep it on our hip. UV light, we'll turn that on, keep it on our hip so we can see based on where we turn without keeping our hands full. And the first thing we want to enter the room with is speaker box and ghost writing book. First thing I see, I place them on the table here and look for a light switch. Grab every other piece of equipment and place it in this general area where it's easy to reach, so we can set things up immediately. Okay. Now we'll take the flashlight and we'll go looking for the ghosts. We'll keep the book in hand too, because occasionally, if you have the speaker box or the ghost writing book and you walk by the ghost without noticing, it will passively trigger and write something. Oh, we have a reading. Level 3. Okay. I think it's safe to say this is where we'll set things up. Okay. I'll place the book here. I'm not too sure if this ghost is very mobile or not, but we're gonna assume, it's safer to assume just to set everything up in that room so we can get things started in at least some area rather than no area at all. Set the camera here. Okay, we have about 2 minutes or less. We need to look for the generator. Now, many ghosts, 90% of them actually, will definitely try to shut off the generator. So, we have to find the room where it's located. Now, every time you play the map, it's a bit of an RNG factor to it. The generator will always be in a different place. I think it's 3 different locations, or 2. Don't quote me on that one. But we need to hurry and find it. I have a strong feeling it's down here. Ah, boy. Of course not. Ah, there we are. Perfect. We found a generator room. Just have to memorize where it is, so if the lights go off, we immediately come back down here and turn that on. Sometimes it's a priority, other times it's not. For example, if you're dealing with a ghost that's very strong in the dark, I 100% recommend you get that generator up and running ASAP. If it is a ghost that's strong in the light, then I would recommend just either turning the generator off or not touching any light switches. Okay. Let's start with the spirit box, see if we can get any paranormal activity. Hello? Nothing. Where are you? Ah, silly me, I forgot to mention. Spirit box only works if you're in the dark and alone. UV light isn't considered as light, and neither is the flashlight. It has to be something that's in the building that needs to be off. Can you hear me? Where are you? Give us a sign. Nothing. Okay. It hasn't written in the book yet. There's no fingerprints with the UV light. It's still here. It just opened the door. Level 5 activity. Okay. We have a substantial piece of evidence. We know for a fact that it is a ghost that has level 5 EMF readings. We'll have to set that in the book. God, that makes my skin crawl. Let's see if we can get a reading from it. How old are you? Hello? Give us a sign. Nothing. Okay. Let's play this safe and head back to the truck so that we can safely look through our book with ease. Sit over here. Back to the evidence tab. I need some light. Let's head back into the truck. We can also check the cameras back here to look for a ghost orb. Now, for optimal use in a ghost team, you will need a teammate. And one person preferably should stay back here and keep track of the cameras and your team's sanity. Okay? The sanity fluctuates. It's never consistent, but it never regenerates. Okay? Not without resources like these sanity pills. If your sanity hits 0, self-explanatory. You die. If the ghost essentially touches you, your sanity immediately drops to 0 and you die. These are the 2 ways you can die. Okay, you can keep track of your sanity and everyone else's sanity here. This is the map, the layout of the building that we're in. You can press this white button here to change the levels. Okay, so basement, 2nd floor or main floor, I believe. Oh, this is the 2nd floor, sorry, and this is the main floor. Right, and here is the EMF reading. This is the overall paranormal activity of the entire building. If this reaches at 10, your comms will stop working. You will not be able to communicate with your teammates. Okay? The lights will be flickering everywhere. Your flashlight and the building lights. And 90% of the time, 100% of the time, the ghost will try to attack and kill one of you. Whenever this happens, either run back to the van or run away from the ghost. Keep your distance. You will have to kite this thing, essentially. Alright, and this here is the sound sensors. I haven't bought one yet. I have to be level 8. So for now, I can't really explain this to you. But don't worry about it. It's really not that important for the first 7 levels, at least. Okay. Right. Journal. Let's get to the facts. We found EMF level 5. Okay, once you find one piece of evidence, there's about 10 ghosts in the game thus far, I believe, around there roughly. Once you get a piece of evidence, the choices will narrow down to a selective few. Okay, so we have about 5 we'll have to run through. Okay, we have to find another piece of evidence to accurately tell what we're up against. Okay, let's head back in there. The lights are still on. Now let's check that room again, since we had the most activity in here. Yes, he's still here. Okay, this ghost is very territorial. It has not left this area yet. Can you hear me? Where are you? How old are you? Nothing. It won't write in the book either. I've completely forgot what the ghost's name is. I might try and provoke it, because I am not getting any substantial information from this ghost. Let's turn this on. Okay, we'll fill this sink up with water. If the ghost passes by here, the sink will turn, the water will turn brown. We can take a picture of that and use that as evidence. Preferably I'd want a picture of the ghost, but, you know, I am with everyone else that it's a bit scary. That's the last thing I want to do, honestly. I have to head back to the truck, memorize this ghost's name, and then I'm going to piss it off. I don't really want to do that. Charles Martinez. Charles Martinez. Where are you? Give us a sign. Where are you? Charles Martinez. Give us a sign. Where are you? Can you hear me? How old are you? Okay, we have our first piece of evidence. It has written, second piece of evidence. It has written in the ghostwriting book. Okay, that's not comfortable. We need to head back to the truck, jot this piece of evidence down, and narrow down the choices of type of ghost that it could be. Also keep tabs on our sanity since we're the only ones in here. Ghost writing. Let's see what choices we have. It could be a revenant, a shade, or an oni. 3 choices. Let's see all 3 choices here to figure out what the last piece of evidence is that we can use to bait out what ghost it could be. With an oni, the evidence pieces would be spirit box, ghost writing, and EMF level. We have tried the spirit box. I don't believe it's an oni. What else was there? Revenant. Fingerprints. We didn't find any fingerprints, but there still possibly could be a chance. Though I'm certain it probably isn't a revenant. We've been in there for about 5 minutes. It has opened multiple doors and touched a few objects and no fingerprints. So the last source here would be the shade. And ghost orb would be the last piece of evidence we need, which would be captured only on the camera and only in night vision. So it is a high chance that it could be the shade. I'm going to look in there one more time to see if I can get a spirit box reading or fingerprints. If not, I'm almost 100% certain it's a shade. So here is where I'll make my final verdict before leaving the area. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Correct.
I've got some jobs
it
ready
was
for you.
Indeed a shade. Okay, so we had objective 1 for guessing right. We got objective 2 for the EMF reading. I'm not quite sure what the insurance is. I guess just surviving. Okay. Here's the photo evidence that we didn't get. So we have determined that taking a photo of it, even if it's not an objective, will still give you bonus points. The DNA evidence, the game doesn't explain this to you, but if you ever see a tiny piece of bone just randomly anywhere, that is considered DNA evidence. You either take a picture of it or you pick it up. Okay? And lastly, we're going to explore the items. Alright, so once you've had enough money, the first 2 things you want to get before hitting level 3, the beginner items, EMF Reader and UV light. Okay? With these 2 items, you'll have a better advantage, and you won't have to share the equipment with your partners. So if you're playing with people, make sure you get yourself an EMF reader and a UV light. Okay, and how you add these items...
I've gathered a list of other hunters asking for help.
you come here, buy it from here or the item store, and you add it by either hitting plus, subtract it by hitting minus. Okay? And these are all the items you can bring. Now, if you die with any of these items added to the mission, you will lose all those items. Okay? So it adds a bit of security but tension at the same time. It's a double-edged sword. And hopefully you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.